Last year, I made a Counter-Strike map. Kind of, I guess this resembles a map. I set out to design a competitive layout with gameplay first in mind. Let's keep going. Let's make a Counter-Strike map, not for any other reason than just to do it. Don't shoot me. Ow. Greetings, hi, TheWarOwl greets you. It's once again time to put aside our worries and just be creative. But what if people don't like it? When you're working on a project, it's yours. You can do whatever you want. Some things are gonna work and some things aren't gonna work, but you're not gonna figure out what those things are unless you try them. Remember, give yourself permission to fail. Here's what I want to get done today. I want to modify the layout based on the playtesting we've been doing. I want to design a theme for the map with a color scheme, and I want to replace some of our temporary textures with temporary textures. Just different temporary textures, not orange. Well, okay, orange, but it's gonna be a different orange. In any creative project, feedback is really important. When you focus intently on something for a long time, you start to lose that focus, and sometimes an outside perspective can help. That's exactly what I got, whether I asked for it or not. A few people decompiled my map and made their own themed versions of it. Egglord made a dust and jungle themed version, and Janka made a cobblestone themed version. Cobblestone, how fitting since its untimely death, which totally cannot be traced back to me. Interestingly, each version had their own modifications to the angles and the layout. Some of them betrayed the original purpose of the map. It helped to cement in my mind why I made certain decisions. Let me explain what I mean. We're at mid right now. Why is this box here? The player mid would just run against it and kind of rub up against it. What's the point of this? That box was removed in some of the versions of my map. There is a reason for it though. This is my buddy Graham. He's gonna be helping me out for this demonstration. I thought if you wanted to boost up, you could get killed pretty easily as you do so. You just have a player waiting there to kill you. So it'd be nice if you could boost up on the side behind this box and then peek this like a normal angle. So you get up here on your teammate and you're able to peek like this and actually fight and have like a meaningful engagement beyond, oh, I hopped up, oh, I'm dead. Where does our map take place? Where is it? I skipped over this step in the original video because I wanted to create the basic layout first and worry about the details later. I didn't want trying to conform to a real-life location to take away from the competitive design. This part of canals looks like Venice. A lot, but it doesn't work very well for Counter-Strike. The angles are too long and open, the bomb site is too small and exposed, and having a ton of pillars makes way too many potential angles. Gameplay should come first. After seeing my map done in a few different visual styles, I decided which direction I wanted to go. An hacienda-style resort on a white sand beach that's been converted into a weapon cache for the local militarized police force. We can call it DE White Sand.
Amigo!
You want it to be amigo. Listen, hacienda is in the Spanish, so we can still call it amigo. I just thought white sand was a bit more professional and all.
Amigo!
Fine, we can change it later. Guys, I'm gonna teach you a little trick that the pros use. You go into the Google and you type what you want. We want hacienda, and then we click on images, and then you see all of that. We just copy that. I know it looks like an untalented child drew it, and that's because I drew it. The idea here was to get a palette of colors so we could begin envisioning what the map was gonna look like. For later when we get a competent texture artist to help us, because I don't know how to do that. The idea was to have the terrorists start on a white sand beach and have to raid a sprawling hacienda complex. The hacienda theme would allow me to use bright pink, yellow, and orange colors that could provide a good contrast with the player models. The map would be mostly outdoors. You want that natural lighting as much as possible. You'd have the beach and it would extend inward toward lavish open courtyards with raised patios and open balconies. There are two other maps I can think of with a similar theme. CS Havana, a classic hostage map, which sucks, let's be honest, it sucks, and DE Mocha, which was a map from the mapping competition I judged by Bevster and Tronic. We can look at these to get some inspiration on what we want to do and what we don't want to do. Armed with my new idea of theme, I went about making dramatic changes to the map based on our extensive playtesting. In testing, we found a few spots that were really overpowered for the counter-terrorists and not very much fun to deal with, so I removed all of these spots by shifting the cover and the walls around a little bit. At Connector, I removed the right side cutout by moving the entire connector and a main entrance over slightly. I modified the raised platform to be a bit easier to run around on without hitting stuff, and I rotated the tall box in the middle of of the site so that you could bounce smokes and Molotovs off of it, and wallbang the corners. The biggest change here was getting rid of the upper A windows. I turned that section of the map into a balcony and gave space for the CTs to have some cover. I then extended it around the bomb site and connected it to CT spawn. This gave some much needed complexity to the bomb site. The CTs have way more options to play it, not as many overpowered spot, and it isn't as awkward to play up on the balcony. When playtesting, all of these changes worked really well. It cemented A site as the best part of the map. I think we need to adjust it some more. The cover on the site can feel awkward when defending at times. Think of Dust 2 mid. Ah, the classics. Then think of Mirage mid. Familiar. Then think of our mid. Familiar. Every map is Dust 2, and Dust 2 is every map. My changes to mid involved making the windows a double window, which I saw in the cobblestone version of my map. I also made the entire wall bangable. Both of these decisions were horrible mistakes. The idea was to allow oppers to have more control over the angle, while also preventing them from jumping through the window itself. I wanted the CTs to get to mid first, but the T's to get there in time to see a CT jumping down. The first window is a straightforward angle. You can now duck shoot here. At the second window, the opper can hide by ducking behind the box that's sitting on the ramp. The third opening has no window, but it's far enough over that a mid-ramp smoke won't block out vision of top mid. It didn't work. Mid's kind of a mess right now. It's got a lot of problems, so I'm gonna make some big changes to mid in the next iteration of the map. But here are some things that I want to preserve. I really like that when you take this box position, you have an angle into B. So through here, you kind of cut this whole section of the map in half. I really like that. One of the problems with that though is that you can hold it without being visible from top mid. So I need to change it to where there's a trade-off. You can hold this angle, but you're exposed to a bunch of other angles. I need to make this a little less powerful. The other thing I really like is for players who are playing A. They can smoke off A main, push into this little cubby here, and hold this angle in case the terrorists are trying to push and do like a split B. So the A players can help and kind of rotate pretty quickly over here and help out if they think it's gonna be a B take. I really like that. The things I don't like about it are how easy it is for the terrorists to take. We need to do something about that. There's just one simple smoke that you can throw right there. It'll land right at that box, and boom. Terrorists get top mid control. There's nothing they can do. I get all the way out here to the box. And you can also run up to the side here. Look, this even blocks off that angle we were talking about before. And they can enter into B and do like a split B. There's another smoke that these guys can throw. This is like a standard split B that we found. You throw that smoke top mid and you run people up quickly. So they're coming in through that entrance. You've got this smoke to block off all of this, and then you pretty much just pincer on the site. And what can these guys do? It's tough, man. B site had to go. In our original design, the terrorists had 5 entry points that the CTs had to watch. That's too many. I had to remove some of them. So B site was completely redone. I removed long B and short B, and I made a single banana-looking passageway. The design of banana is temporary until I know that the site itself works. It didn't work. The original redesign of B's site was a complete disaster. I tried to make it easier for the CTs to hold, but in doing that, I somehow made it more T-sided. The winning strat was to smoke mid-ramp, smoke off B site, and then split. It was so powerful that nobody ever went A site anymore. The map went from being fairly well balanced to being very T-sided and not as fun to play. I had to make some changes to give the CTs more options on B site, so I got rid of the headshot box at banana and narrowed the entrance of banana to B site. I also moved around and increased the size of the cover on the site and extended the bomb site into the wall more so CTs could play a variety of different angles more safely. It helped, but it wasn't enough. B site was still a problem. Hey look! Colors! Actual colors and shapes. Our map is starting to take form. These are the temporary colors and color scheme that we came up with. Notice that I put kind of the harsher color up top, and then I put like this very easy to see, nice to contrast color on the back, so that like you have all the different player models. It's super easy to spot a player, especially right here. If you have like a huge contrast, this interior color against the pink, it's very obvious where the interior of this is and where a player is gonna be. Basically, I tried to focus on visibility first with these colors and then go with the design second. So I think I showed these earlier. I really like the idea of having some kind of hints to tell the players where the common smokes and flashes and those kinds of things are. I think a lot of other maps, and pretty much every other map before this, just left that up to the player to kind of figure out. Now, obviously, when I make the map for real, it's not gonna be super obvious, like arrows pointing at it. I wanted a little more subtle than that, but I want it to be obvious how to throw some basic smokes, so you don't have to like go through and figure them out and memorize some dumb things and stuff. I don't think that adds a lot to the gameplay to do that. It may make the game more difficult, but I don't think it makes it more fun or interesting in any way.
Smoke's down.
So I tried to make the map better, and it took me a very long time, and I only made it worse. Now I'm sad. But it did give me a lot of ideas on how to improve it. Check this out, by the way. Boom, that's gone, but the bomb doesn't go there, so you can use this to kind of get rid of items that you want to save, right? However, if you try to smoke, the smoke will go down there. So that's something I need to fix. I need to stop that, because someone actually did try to throw a smoke and it like bounced weird and it went down there, and he was really sad in the testing, and I thought it was funny. Oh, I have some ideas. Yeah, let me run these ideas by you before I make them. I think this is gonna be like a collaborative effort. Every video that I make that's an iteration of the map, I can run some ideas by you guys and see what you have to say about them. So I came up with this. I wanted to make mid a little bit more difficult for the terrorists to take, right? What if I remove this chunk? So look at this. The angle from the site sees the entrance to this. And I can also make it so that the smoke has to go a little bit up further and not block out like this line of vision. So players here can actually watch mid from a site. And then if that same piece is gone and you're up in this position, right? The angle would be down here. You wouldn't be able to see up here, you'd only be able to see down here. So it's not like too long distance of an angle, and it gives a player who's playing like up here a little bit something extra to do while they wait. They can also watch that mid angle while they're sitting here. That's one idea. The other idea I had, I was thinking about surprising you with this one, because this one I'm really, really excited about, and that's to get rid of the window. Window, bye-bye. We still have the Dust 2 classic kind of look to it, which I wanted to preserve. I wanted to preserve the Dust 2-ness, but we get rid of the window, the Mirage type window, and we make the entrance to mid, instead of being over there and going through that like obnoxious area, come over this way, right? Or maybe like right here. Come through a door right here and come out onto a balcony. So we get rid of all this crap. We make this like a balcony area. Like maybe you go here and turn left and then turn right so that the angle's not right out there. And then this balcony, you walk over here, and there's an entrance into B site from here. So players who are playing middle and playing the like the mid balcony position can rotate and help hold B at the same time. So it gives them something extra to do. If they want to rotate to A, it's a one-way rotate. So while B is a little bit easier for the terrorist to take, you'll also have the ability to rotate over here and hold it from this angle. And I think having a player at this angle will help improve this site a lot, because that's like the main entrance to it. We could put like a big box right here so you're not visible from mid as you're holding it from this angle. I think that would fix a lot of the problems of the map. Maybe I should get rid of the raised platform thing. We have that over here. The idea is it's like a patio. It's like a nice little patio for a resort. I could get rid of the patio over here since we already have one, maybe make this bomb site a little bit bigger, and then just add like some big things. Like maybe the APC, we could put like an APC in the middle, and that could be like the main source of cover. I'm so excited. There's so many things you can do when you make and you create. And thank you for joining me, friends. Thank you for joining me for this exciting experience. I'm TheWarOwl, and I still have no closer.
Amigo.